Rex Tillerson is the kind of guy Donald Trump loves. He's a business leader, an international deal maker, and he leads a global operation. A lifetime oil executive, the 64-year-old Tillerson has spent the last 4 decades at Exxon. He also has no experience working in the public sector, just like a number of people who have been nominated to Trump's cabinet. This is Rex Tillerson's path to one of the most powerful positions in America. Rex Tillerson was born in Wichita Falls, Texas in 1952. He became an Eagle Scout at 13 and graduated from the University of Texas at Austin in 1975, where he earned a degree in civil engineering. He also played the drums in the Longhorns marching band. After college, Tillerson joined ExxonMobil as an engineer, where he then worked his way up through the ranks to become CEO in 2006. Exxon has grown a great deal under his leadership, with operations on 6 of 7 continents and a market value of more than $350 billion. And that's what Donald Trump values above all else.
His deal-making qualities, so this is something that Trump emphasized in his own campaign. You know, he's a deal maker. He's a guy who gets things done. He's not just a bureaucrat.
That's Nick Wadhams.
I'm a foreign policy reporter at Bloomberg.
Those deals that Tillerson makes are at the highest level.
He also does know a lot of foreign leaders. He's been all over the world. He's in the Gulf, in Russia, in Iraq. He's met a lot of these people and formed energy deals with them.
Let's go back to one of those countries.
In Russia.
Russia. Tillerson's ties to Russian President Vladimir Putin go back almost 2 decades.
He's a personal friend of Russian President Vladimir Putin. He got the Order of Friendship from Russia in 2013.
Since the 90s, ExxonMobil brokered 2 massive deals with the Russian government to explore for oil. But when Russia annexed Crimea in 2014, the U.S. responded with sanctions against Russia that froze Exxon's Arctic agreement.
One of the things we do know unequivocally about Rex Tillerson's track record is that he does not favor sanctions. He believes that they're very difficult to enforce properly and that generally they should not be used.
If those sanctions on Russia were lifted, Exxon would likely stand to profit.
This is a big deal, and one of the questions we're really looking at is how much Tillerson will be acting in the interests of the United States versus the interests of the energy sector, and whether he'll be able to differentiate between the two.
And because of that conflict of interest, Tillerson stepped down from his CEO position at Exxon in January and sold off his 600,000 shares in the company. Then there's the question of climate change, where Tillerson is credited for changing Exxon's position to recognize the reality of global warming.
Rex Tillerson has said repeatedly that he does believe carbon emissions do lead to warming. However, he does think that this is something that's manageable and can be controlled.
How are we going to meet the world's energy needs in the future and do it in a way that is environmentally responsible and manages this risk of climate change?
However, some of his critics say that while Exxon acknowledges the dangers of climate change, they fund advocacy groups who underplay it. So with one of the most important roles in Trump's new administration, it all comes down to who influences Tillerson most: his boss, his company, or himself.